2, 1.
What up? We got a full house tonight, or this afternoon, I should say. It's still a little early for us, but it's 5 o'clock somewhere for us. We got Skitty Cody and the Izzy. My man Tomas running the cameras. And we even got fucking Sean Sims in the house. Corey, can you believe that shit?
Came out to fanboy me.
I know, huh?
T-shirt and everything.
I know, right?
I haven't seen that T-shirt in so long, man.
I was pissed because I didn't have one of them.
It's a cool T-shirt.
Anyways, today's guest, it's good. It's been a trip with this guy because I've known this kid since, well, he was a kid in high school. I think you were in high school still.
I think when I started coming to Grudge, I was a freshman in college.
Okay, so yeah newly, right out of high school.
Yeah.
I knew it. You didn't have a beard?
No, I didn't have. I look weird without.
I thought you might have just hit puberty. Honestly, I'm not kidding. But Corey Sandhagen, known as the Sandman, UFC star. I'm blown away because I feel like I've known you for so long, and it feels like it was yesterday. But then I look at myself and I'm like, wow, that wasn't yesterday because I'm not 155 anymore.
And you're not that young anymore either, bro.
No, fucking hell no. So anyways, Corey, man, it's been a trip with you. I just been pumped about the whole, just watching you from where you started to now where you're at. It hasn't been easy because I know that road that you've taken, and man, I must say, hats off to you because fuck, man, to do this sport is fucking crazy. This sport is fucking unforgiving, and the highs and lows of it is fucking great. Don't get me wrong. There's the joy of it, but there's so many lows of it too. You know what I mean? And just in your career in the last few fights, I've just blown away on your performance. That's what I love, is your performance and your heart and everything. And I must say, growing up or watching you, as I was leaving the sport and you were just getting into it, I would have never, ever expected for you to be a fucking lion like you are, dude. It's crazy, dude.
Why? Just based off of what I look like?
Yeah,
what?
No, it's not. I never judge a book by its cover, but it's just you are such a fucking humble kid. You know what I mean? You are you are a guy that, oh shit, I would love my daughter to bring home one day. You know what I mean? A respectable, well-mannered, clean-cut dude.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But when you get in the cage, you're a fucking animal.
Yeah. Well, I think that the humility goes a long way, and even just getting, to the, the skill levels that I do have, right? I attribute a lot of the reason that I am good is because I don't act like I know everything,
Right.
And I know that I don't know everything. But yeah, it is fun, still getting to talk to guys like you, guys because I've been a part of pretty much the same team the entire time almost,
100%.
Which is really cool because I get to still have the shared experience still kind of from you guys and stuff.
Yeah.
I'm really grateful that I was able to always do that.
Well, it's kind of cool because, before we get carried away, Corey, just kind of explain to everybody who you are, what way you fight at. Just we get a lot of guys that's hunt in the outdoor industry that listen to this podcast. Go and explain a little bit who you are and your little background.
Yeah, cool. So my name's Corey Sandhagen. I'm a 135er in the UFC. I've been fighting for about 12 years now. I started when I was kind of towards the end of high school. And I don't really have a super exciting story, man. I'm just a quiet guy who rolls his shoulders forward and works really hard in the gym. I really love fighting. I've been in the UFC for about 5 years now. I'm 7-3 in the UFC. I've been doing kind of okay, as far as performances go.
You've been doing way better than okay.
Maybe by some people's standards, bro, but not by my standard,
Yeah.
I've been doing good in the UFC. You know, like I did get a title shot in my last one, which almost felt a little bit gifted because it was coming off of a loss, even though the loss was very controversial or whatever.
Correct.
Because MMA is just like the way that they get scored and judged is super ambiguous. So I am coming off of a title fight or whatever, but yeah, I wish I was talking to you as the champ than I was, you know, just me. But, you know, I agree with you. I have been performing pretty fucking badass, and I have been getting really good lately, and I'm, you know, I'm happy with that aspect of where I am.
You know, I get to see you sometimes on Fridays when I go down with Gaethje and watch him spar, you know, and stuff like that. And, you know, just watching you, I can see your wheels going in your head. Like, I don't know if it's, I always refer them to as like maybe little people that you talk to, demons or something like that. And you know, in practice, it's kind of a fine line, right? Like in sparring, ready? Like especially going up to peak week or something like that. And I remember seeing you getting ready for that fight, and I was like, he's fucking on, he's ready to go, you know. I never found a safe place for me when I was sparring back when I was doing it. I was all in. I hated it, and maybe that's maybe why me and Dwayne got along so well, because we were kind of the same. We were like, there was no like, I'm gonna take it kind of easy on you. No, I'm here to fuck you up because that's what my opponent's gonna do, right? And maybe that's the rawness of the MMA, of immaturity of where it's gone now. I don't know. I like to say I would try to take care of my partners back then, but I didn't.
Yeah.
I was there to fucking try to hurt them, and they were trying to hurt me too.
I think, I mean, that's just how the sport was back in the day.
It was
a little
right?
bit, yeah. I think that, well, now I think it's a lot more popular. So like, there's a lot more people that are doing it that can get around that. You know, like you don't need to be just the toughest guy in the room to be the best guy in the room anymore, which I feel like was something that used to be, but. Dude, I remember walking, you know, like Sean Simmons was the first one actually who invited me to come spar with you guys at Grudge. And so
no kidding?
Yeah.
I did not know that.
Yeah. So that was my norm also, a little bit, you know, like I know that we train the way that we train now, which is definitely, in my opinion, a much smarter way of training. But dude, I remember going in, Sean would pick me up from my dorm sometimes, and I would be so nervous. And I knew Sean was nervous too, bro, because that was
everybody was fucking
everyone was nervous going in. Dude, I remember you couldn't take a shit in that bathroom because everyone was taking a shit in that bathroom before.
Dry heaving.
Yeah.
Before I put my mouth in, I was like, oh fuck, because this is no bullshit. I would get more nervous for like circles, you know, or what is that what we used to call them back in the day? Circles or and dude, I would have to have like, you know, such and such, you know, in the rounds, and I would be fucking puking. Fuck the fight. The fight was easy.
Yeah, I know.
It was my sparring that I knew I had to do 5 rounds of this shit.
So, dude, imagine being me though, bro. Imagine being 18 years old and like scrawny. And because not too much was separated. I mean, like the better guys trained with the better guys, but nothing was really separated by weight. No. Bro. I remember going against like some big ass dudes.
I went against Shea Carwin around, bro, and I was like, "This is stupid."
Yeah.
Rashad Evans fucked me up one time.
Dude, I thought that was just the way that the sport was.
Me too.
I was like, all right, I guess that this is kind of, you know, I guess this is what you do, but. Also, it wasn't totally like that at high altitude, but that was back when high altitude was more of like a grittier fight gym. So I was kind of used to it.
Was that what Nate ran it too?
Yeah, Nate still owned it then. But yeah, dude, I remember training at Grudge and seeing all of you guys, looking up to all of you guys, and being like, damn, this is fucking scary, man. Like, holy shit, this is like, it was like getting in a fight every single Tuesday and Saturday, bro.
Yeah. And we did it. Every Tuesday and Saturday. And I don't know why we did it, but I wouldn't miss any other week. But I would come on Tuesdays and Saturday. Well, like I don't want to wrestle today. I'll miss wrestling. But I would always come and get my ass kicked on fucking Tuesdays and Saturdays. But that was just how we grew up doing it, right? But I remember this one incident, and I just remember, I don't know why it sticks to me. Corey, we were at Grudge, and it was a late night. and I think I had a fight coming up, so I was doing extra rounds with maybe with Trevor or another, maybe Jake, I don't know. And I remember you were there and you were just getting done working with Christian. It was maybe a Monday night because I remember Christian used to teach Monday. And I remember you come down and you sat down next to me there and you're like, this shit's fucking fun, right? And I said, yeah, it's fun. And I remember telling you, I was like, Corey, this shit's fucking hard, but it's worth it. I'm not rich. Because I think I was just getting ready to fight, and you're like, how is it in the UFC? And I don't remember the whole conversation, but I do remember this. I said, you'll be glad you do it, and when you're done with it. And it's kind of like a thing that I've kind of lived by, is I try it, and at least I say I did it, right? If I don't like it, I can get out of it, right? Well, fighting was like, I fucking loved it, right? But when I got done with it, I was okay with it. I'm okay being done with it. You know what I mean? Like, I'm still around it so much that it's really hasn't left my life. The dieting, me getting beat up every fucking weekend. Yeah, that part left me. But like me leaving the sport, nah, And sometimes do I think, I'd like to do one more. I mean, when I have that little light bulb go on in the head, I just spar with the guys and I'm cool. I'm like, fuck this shit. What was I thinking? It's a young man's game.
It kind of is, and it's actually really interesting because I always notice, not to make you feel old or anything, but like I always notice that when people are retired, the way that they get to reflect on fighting, I can like hear and understand, but I don't get, like
you're not there yet.
Yeah, fuck no, I'm not there yet, man. I'm still trying to win world championships. Like I'm willing to fucking kill myself if it means winning the world title. You know what I'm saying? So, but I do, and I don't like to think about anything too far outside of that box.
Yep.
But I do anticipate when I'm done.
Yeah.
I'll have said that I did everything that I could to accomplish the dreams.
Well, right now, I mean, you just said you're 7-3 in the UFC, and it's such a young career in the UFC,
Yeah.
And I remember, I mean, you fight in Ring of Fire, LFA, was it? Yeah. And just watching you grow into what you've became now, bro, it's impressive, and I gotta give credit to where credit's due. And I'm not talking just you. I mean, you put in the work, but your boy Christian, man, Christian Allen, he's been in the game for a minute, and I was lucky enough to actually train with him, spar with him a lot, have him corner me in my UFC fight, and that little ninja is a ninja, and every time I see you spar and fight on TV or whatever, I see a little bit of him. And when I say a little bit, I see a lot of him. And I see you, but a better version of him. And I always said Christian was a G in the gym. And I always felt like he held back a little bit underneath the lights when it was his time to fight. And you are the opposite. You fucking thrive underneath the light, like a Gaethje, when it's your time, you fucking go. You fucking go when it's your time.
Yeah. That takes a lot of time.
It does, right? Yeah. And I must say, like, your fucking, your style with Christian and your chemistry with him, I don't see you. I mean, there's a lot of great coaches out there, but I think you two have a chemistry that fucking just thrives off each other. Yeah. You guys get it, right?
Yeah. Me and Christian, how do I describe Christian to people who are, kind of listening?
I don't know.
He definitely isn't, I would consider him like a normal dude.
He's definitely not scared to be outside the box.
Yep.
And he's definitely not scared to tell you his opinion and state it. Like, he's definitely not the average Joe.
Yeah, definitely not, and definitely doesn't like have the same worldview as the average Joe. I would say, so like his responses to things are much different just because he has a different lens. But that lens has given him, like this way of viewing fighting, and that's one of the things that I actually really appreciate about Christian and a few other people, like Gaethje especially too. is that they might not necessarily fit in with the standard of like what it is normally to think about things, but that's gonna make you a fucking beast of a warrior. You know, like that's gonna make you like I see Christian as someone who has like a mind that is tailored towards war.
Yep.
And as frustrating as that might get sometimes, I love Christian so much, but as frustrating as it might be to have someone who is completely geared towards war, that's the guy that you want in your corner. That's the guy you want teaching you how to fight. That's that, like he's that guy, you know. And yeah, man, like I technically, you know, me and him work together. It's more of like we're working together on the thing on the direction that we're going in the game. But the worldview and the lens that he's given me to view fighting and to view how, you know, like the intensity of it, the war piece of it, the you know, not like completely destroying someone and doing it in a way that is outside of the box, because, you know, one of the number one rules of war is, you know, don't let them do what you're expecting them to do, so think outside of the box. And that's why I also attribute a lot of that to the way that I look different in every single fight. I attribute a lot of that like war mindset that I've been able to get from Christian. But me and Christian had a lot of like the same upbringings a little bit too. We both grew up in Aurora. We both had like similar like family situations and stuff. So that makes us super relatable also.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like a perfect match, man. You know?
I honestly, like when I look at you two and I'm like, oh man, it's like fucking, it's a good philosophy, you know, like you see a lot of coaches and a lot of fighters, you know, they have that chemistry, right? And then it takes a long time to get that chemistry going, you know, and there's a trust, there's a rhythm, there's a lot of things that people don't realize, like what it takes. Like you're literally trusting them with your life, you know, and you're trusting them with your career, your whole, I mean, financially, everything, you know. And that's why I think a lot of it, I had to step away from coaching a lot because I couldn't give that 100% to the fighters that wanted, you know, to for me to coach more. And I was like, here's my deal. Like, I want to coach, but I don't want to be in bed with you. I know what it takes to hit. What happened here? I know what it takes to get to that level, right? Like, and it takes a fucking discipline. Like, hey man, I can't be calling in Corey and say, Corey, man, I got to take my kid to gymnastics. You know what I mean?
It's a huge responsibility, bro.
It's
a huge responsibility, bigger than I ever anticipated, because I do like to help a lot of the guys at high altitude too, and I have a few guys that I definitely will say I coach them, but it's another thing to be like, hey, I'll help you get better, and it's another thing to say, hey, I will be your coach, because being your coach means you're making them better, but you're also invested and staying on top of them when they're not doing what they're supposed to be doing, and making sure that like their mind is right and all of this stuff. So it's a huge responsibility, bro. And that's why anytime I go into a situation where it's like, hey, just so you know, I will help you get better at the things that I think you should get better at, but in no way am I taking the reins on your career or anything like that, because that's a big, gigantic responsibility.
And I think that's kind of what happened to me. It was like, I know what it takes to, you know, and I'm like, you know, I have too many irons in the fire now, you know what I mean? Especially with the podcast, the show, my family. And it's not that I don't want to do it or be a part of it. It just, man, it's hard for me to invest to another kid or another youngster that wants to come in and do it. And who am I to crush their dreams? You know what I mean? Like when you got guys like, you know, a whole elevation team of coaches that this is what they're going to do for you. Their main job is to get you to the top, whatever, you know, guys like J-Ho, whatever. Like they want that shit. I'm cool without it now. I'm cool with it. And, you know, like, you know, maybe I got spoiled because I'm with Gagey, you know, but at the same time, what a lot of people don't realize is I was going on trips. I was doing a lot of things with Gaethje way before even a paycheck even came. It costed me money, way more money, to go to Arizona when he was on smaller cards.
Oh,
The
dude,
routine. Yeah,
bro, that's another thing. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to
yeah,
cut you
no,
off.
but the routine is like, before I got to this limelight where he's main event in the UFC, I paid my dues with him. I showed my loyalty to him. I put my time in with him. And it's not even now. Like, I'm not even like, his number one coach, Trevor's his head coach. I honestly don't know why he keeps me around. You know what I mean? Like, to beat up, I guess, you know what I mean? But that's what I'm saying is, like, I've done it, and I'm cool with where it's at. If I literally had to wash my hands and walk away, I would miss it, but I would be okay with it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I'm cool with it, It's cool, but the cool thing about it is, like, when I get to go to, sparring and I get to see all you guys, what trips me out, though, honestly, Corey, the most is seeing guys like Vinny, Cody, even what's his name, Elliot, obviously Christian. I've always stuck as Christian as a coach, even when I was fighting and a training partner. But I see these guys as, they are doing, like, you guys, well, let's just say Elevation is probably one of the top, I would say top 5 MMA squads in the world, right? You guys got a fucking solid squad, a solid thing going there, a bunch of UFC fighters, and these guys are fucking running it, dude.
Yeah.
It's fucking blows my mind, and I'm so proud. It's crazy for me. It's just like, damn, I remember training with all these guys, and I'm happy for them. It's not what I want, but I'm happy for them because that's what they did, and they wanted to do it and be a part. Like, when I see, like, Cody and Overeem and all them, I'm like, God, look at this. This is crazy, right?
That is kind of crazy.
It is crazy, like, because Overeem was like my childhood, growing up as my little hero, in the sport, and to see them now coaching them and coaching guys like you, it's crazy to me. It is. It's nuts. It's a fucking world. It's crazy. I don't know. I guess the thing I want to know, before we get too crazy in it, like, explain to people, like, what is an every day or every week training regimen for a guy like you?
Yeah, so a guy like me, who I would consider, being on the like, I don't do this whole, like, I'm just gonna train in camp thing, So for a guy like me, there's not really an off season, like, I definitely take my time after my fights because there is, like, something that happens to the nervous system, something that happens to the chemicals, something that happens to everything that like, your body needs to recruit, like your mind, your spirit, all of that stuff needs to recruit for sure. But the second I'm done recouping, I'm, like, in the gym training again, which looks like every day at 1 we have a practice. So Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday we have a practice with the team. 4 days a week before I'll do conditioning. So, like,
you go to Landau's, or do you
I go to Lando's, and then I hit mitts with Christian also. So that's Monday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. And then at night I'll train on what nights did I do? Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and then Saturday mornings I'll just train for like 3 hours. Whatever I got left in the tank, I'll just dump. So it's just like a lot of working out, But I would say, like, 40% of it is technical, like 40% of it is like workout, like get in shape stuff, and then the other 20% is probably the mind and, like, doing all of that
trying to work
stuff.
on getting better things. How do I
things like that. And then also I'll do in camp especially, I'll do a lot of meditations, and, like, not like the foo-foo meditations where it's like like, sometimes it's about bringing myself to calm and being present, or whatever people want to say now, but a lot of it, dude, is just being, like, managing myself as, like, a person while I'm going through a training camp, which is hard because I'm not eating a lot of food. I mean, I'm eating decent food, but I'm walking around probably at, like, 160, 161 right now.
Really?
I fight at 135. Yeah.
Damn, baby, no,
that's how big I get now, dude. I used to not get that big, but now I do.
Well, how old are you right now?
29.
Oh, fuck.
I know, that's kind of weird.
Pup.
Oh, okay.
You're still a young pup. Yeah, I think my metabolism shut down a lot more, like right at around 30.
Is that what you
32.
blame it on, bro?
I do.
That's what you blame it on?
And the Bud Heavy. But no, that's what I'm saying. Is but a lot of it was like like I was a wrestler, so I cut a lot of weight. So I want to say I'll blame it on that. But like honestly, that's another topic, right? Like, how much has the nutrition part of it changed from when you first came in to when I was leaving to like now?
Dude, you want to know my diet when I was in college and fighting and thought that this was like the way to do things?
Yeah.
Bro, I would have such a fat breakfast. I would have like 4 sausage links. Well, while I was cutting weight, this was a fat breakfast. I'd have 4 sausage links and like 3 eggs for breakfast. And then I shit you not, bro, I would have like an applesauce after training. And then around like 3 or 4 o'clock in the afternoon, I would make my own like peanut butter with like cashews and almonds and stuff in it. And I would eat the peanut butter until I was full. And then I wouldn't eat anything else until the next day.
Me?
Yeah, just because I was like, this is working, so this is what I'm going to do.
No kidding.
Stupid, bro.
Yeah.
Super stupid. So now, obviously, I don't do that. But, yeah, the nutrition piece has actually changed a lot because I can get a lot bigger and still lose it, like, really, really good. Like, I work with a woman named Laylee Lederman.
Oh, yeah, I know her.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dude, so I work with her, and I'm like, you're so stupid for not doing this, you know,
Long
for
time
like,
ago,
for
right?
a long time ago, bro. So yeah, so that's changed a lot for sure. But dude, that was my dumbass diet for like a really long time.
Well, you don't know until you know, and then like you remember Josh Ford?
Yeah.
You remember Josh Ford?
Oh
right?
yeah, I did his weight cut system one time too.
And like he kind of changed my whole mindset, right? Because I remember Shane Carman was like, dude, you get it with Josh. I'll pay for it. Fucking, let's do it. Let's do it right? Yeah. Well, I did it, and I honestly felt way better. It's maybe because I wasn't eating my normal fucking tortillas, like shit like that, right? Yeah. But I got to give props to Josh because he fucking really did change my diet, and I had a 4-pack one time. You know what I mean? Not a full 6, but I had a 4-pack. But what I'm saying is the nutrition part of the whole deal was so huge for me because, and you asked Elliot about this. We were in Canada. I think it was me, Thatch, and I think Cody were fighting up in Canada one time, and I had like 0.2 of a pound to lose, and I was doing the bath deal, and I was done. I was like, fuck it, Elliot, I'm done. Have him take my purse. Fuck it, I don't care. I'm done.
Because when you're at that point, that's how it feels, dude.
Dude, I didn't give a fuck.
Yeah, the fight, the last 8 weeks of training, dude. When you're at that point, that's it.
It's just like I was so fucking mentally drained, and like I couldn't even get up to get in the tub again.
How much did you use to sweat off a day?
I would say probably like 12, 13 pounds.
Damn.
Yeah.
Damn, that's a lot.
And it wasn't healthy at all. You know what I mean? But you know what the cool thing was back then? We could fucking get an IV after the fight, after you weighed in. Yeah, that's right. And that was the game changer for me.
Yeah, I've had an IV once. Yeah, it was nice.
Yeah. And that part, so I would suck down, and they would, we'd get IV up, and fuck, dude, you're $1 million.
Yeah.
So it wasn't that bad. If you could sacrifice for a little bit, it was good. But anyways, back to the nutrition thing. Like I see it now, a lot of it, because, when I fought, the money was nowhere near what you guys are making now. And
what was it, if you don't mind?
So it was 3,000.
Just because I'm kind of interested in how shit's changed.
So I gotta get this plaque because, or this letter that I have from Dana White, because I got a fight night from him.
What were the bonuses?
You ready for this?
Yeah.
So what's your bonus that you get?
For a fight night?
Yeah.
Or fight of the night or something?
Yeah.
50
G's, right? So he came up to me. He goes, man, great fight. I'm giving you a bonus, blah, 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 fight of the night, And I think I looked at maybe Dwayne. I think Dwayne was with me. And he was like, damn, now we going with this, And I didn't get it for like a month. Later in the
it still takes a while.
Yeah, it was like a certified mail in the check, but I just was like, oh, and it wasn't like this gonna drop in your fucking bank account like it is now, right?
Yeah.
It literally was a real check that came.
Bro, you're making it sound like it was fucking in the 1800s.
Dude, it is though. It's how they did it.
Well, how much did he give you? Like 6 nickels or something? Like
Might as well, dog.
6 copper.
2,500.
2,500? Oh man, that's
$2,500.
What'd you get? Knockout of the night?
Dude, no, it was just a Friday night performance tonight, I think. And literally, I thought I was fucking gonna be set for life. I went out and bought a flat screen TV, bought some pups and bottles of Spill, I think, and fucking there it was. Swear to God, dude. And that's why it just blows my mind. Like, I literally had it's a sign and everything saying thanks for your performance in UFC 268 or UFC 68. That's how long ago it was. What are they on now?
270 or something.
Yeah, it's UFC 270. Yeah, it was UFC 260. UFC 68.
Dang.
Yeah, I think the headliner was Bisping and Rashad Evans. Prudential Center, New Jersey. Yeah, and I got one of those, and I was like, "Fuck, I'm rich."
Yeah, that's what I mean.
I did. Well,
yeah, because you, I don't know what you were fighting for before, bro. But outside of the UFC, I didn't make no more than I think $3,200.
Yeah,
and that was kind of like a lot, you know, like especially for me, I was like, oh, cool, that's
college kid, right? Yeah,
I was like,
so my first contract signed when I got the contract to the UFC, it was $3,000 a show. 3,000 to win.
Oh, damn.
And then it went up like 8 and 8.
Yeah.
12 and 12. No bullshit, right?
Yeah.
So now when I see when me and Justin talk and we negotiate his deal and I see and I'm like, what the fuck, dude? I'm coming out of retirement just to get my ass whooped. Yeah. I don't care, right? And so
a lot of guys do that.
I know, right? It is. And I don't blame them,
Yeah.
But it's crazy just on where it's gone,
Yeah.
And I will say you guys still deserve more. You guys really do deserve more. You guys are entertainers, man, and in entertainer business, you guys deserve top dollar because you guys are literally sacrificing your body. You know what I mean? And I say that because, I've done it, and like I said, I'm a little older than you, and I've maybe should have fucking dodged and weaved a little bit more and more of the headgear because there's some things I say that probably I should be saying, I come out with some fucking Lucasms, and I'm like, I'm gonna blame that on fighting.
You know what I used to remember from you about Grudge? I don't remember the conversation you brought up, but I do remember every time I would look at you, you were chucking, and after the round, you were just tired as fuck after every 100%. Round. JT was the same though.
Yeah, well, that's what we were.
That is true. Yeah, that is true. We were all tired as fuck after those rounds.
But that's what I was saying. Like, when I sparred, I tried to win. I was trying to win and beat up my training partner. I didn't give a fuck.
Dude, if you went into the gym now and did that, that would look so out of place.
Oh, yeah.
That would be hilarious.
People would be like, what is fucking wrong with you? Then again, 30 seconds doesn't look that bad. You know what I mean? But that's what I'm saying. Like, it's so different than what we used to train when you first started to now. And it's just, the technology of it, like from nutrition to even where, even Trevor's going with technology of the gloves to, headgear now. How many days should you guys be sparring? There's so many things out there now that take care of you, and prolong your career, which I'm all for it. You know what I mean? I'm all for that. Because when it's all said and done, Corey, when you stop and look back at all this, you're going to be like, dude, I had one hell of a time, And that's one thing I will say while you're in it, collect everything. I know it seems like
yeah.
Take everything because one day you're going to have little kids like mine and you're going to be like, and they'll think it's the coolest shit. I wish I had more pictures, more, stuff, when I fought. you know what I mean? Like nobody can watch them. You know what I mean?
UFC 68 on VHS. You got it right there.
Yep. So it's I would say, dude, just fucking collect everything, man, because when it's all said and done with, it's gonna be, you know, a memory and a part of your life that you won't forget, but you just want, you know, something to share with, you know, like you're gonna have a family one day, you know. I hope you do, because you're a good ass dude, and I'm telling you, dude, it's something cool, because now I when I go to UFCs now, I'm that super fan. Like I'll take pictures.
You're like, hey, you know, I used to do this. Telling everyone.
I'm like, everybody comes up to Gaethje like, hey, can I get an autograph? I'm like, hey, you know, I used to fight in this UFC.
You ever see UFC 68?
Fucking Flintstones. Fuck.
Yeah, oh yeah, I got that on VHS.
Hey Sean, will you hand me some of that, please?
Dude, one time when I was at the airport before, I think I was maybe just getting into UFC. Like, I must have had 1 or 2 fights in UFC, but me and Curtis went to do like some.
Sounds unforgiving.
We were walking through the airport, and someone was like, "Hey, Curtis Blades," and then like handed me the camera to take a picture.
Oh yeah. And
like that was when I was, and I didn't get offended or nothing, but I was like, oh man, I want that to be me.
Yep.
You know? I remember all of those moments, you know, like all of those moments being like, I wish that was me, I wish that was me, I wish that was me, and then that being me like
now
over and
over
and over again is kind of cool.
It is. It's kind of, well, I'm kind of like you ever heard of The Secret, right? Have you ever heard of The Secret? Like if you visualize it.
Oh yeah.
It'll come to you, right? So this is how fucking old I am. You remember Tap Out? Mm-hmm. Yeah, right. You remember Tap Out?
Of course, dude.
Yeah, and I remember Tap Out being the sponsor, right? And I was like, man, I get sponsored by Tap Out. I made it. I'm a real fighter, right? And sure as shit, Tap Out comes to TKO back in the day. I think it was TKO.
I was never at TKO. Yeah. I was on there going.
You were probably still in your daddy's right side, honestly. You were young. But so it was when Cowboy got on the show, and then they came and watched this train, and they were like, you know, they called me Lupe. Mask used to call me Lupe. I'm like, I'm Luke, motherfucker, not Lupe. And anyways, I got, you know, that's when I just got a contract with UFC, and they're like, I was like, you guys want to sponsor me too? And they're like, yeah, fuck yeah. They gave me a bunch of shit, and I remember me and Dwayne, like Tap Out used to take care of me, like literally they made me be able to have groceries in my fridge, and God bless them, because they took care of me. They really did. They would send us fucking boxes, me and Dwayne boxes, on top of a check monthly. And they would be like, hey, man, go fucking slang that shit. Get people wearing this shit. Go to fights. It's all yours.
Yeah. They were huge, man. I remember Tap Out was huge. Yeah.
Huge. And they would just give us fucking, I mean, me and Dwayne would go to fucking fights and just slang the shit. And it was money.
That's cool.
Yeah, it was way cool. And, you know, me going back to what I was starting with this, I would always have a sticker on the back of my truck, Tap Out. And I wasn't sponsored, I wasn't anything, but I said one day I'm gonna be.
Yeah.
And that was fucking, and when it happened, goddamn, I needed it more than anything, because I was going broke at the time. I was broke, and they came to me and they were like, yeah, we'll sponsor you and we're gonna give you this much money. And it's crazy how everything worked out. But it's just you know, it's funny because, you know, when I was getting, let's just say, I couldn't even tell you, let's say $3,000 a month from them, right? And then I see like Gaethje's getting so much money for my Trojan condom or a post, you know. It's just times have changed so fucking much.
Yeah, but I don't know if Gaethje's like the best, you know, person to, like, Gaethje's Gaethje, you know. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't get paid like Gaethje.
Yeah,
but I do agree with you. It's definitely not like, you know.
But
like,
here's the thing though on that.
Yeah,
here's the thing though about that. You know damn well Gaethje ain't wearing no Trojan condom. It's not because he doesn't want to. He ain't getting no pussy. You know damn well he ain't getting no pussy. But you know what I mean though. But it's good for him. I'm happy that like
that if he ever were.
Yeah, if he ever would, he'd be safe. You know what I mean? But like like my bookie of like what they do for fighters, like making picks and stuff. And then you just get on your social media channel and do it. To me, it blows me away now. Dude.
Yeah.
I'm like like on followers and following and if you go out and retweet that shit, fuck, dude, the game has changed so much, right?
Yeah, it has.
But good for you.
The world has changed a lot too.
Well,
I guess.
Like, don't even get me
started.
Like
Social media wasn't even like
a
a thing
thing
for you
fuck,
guys.
My deal was fucking. I had MySpace back in the day, dog. This is where it was at. Did you ever have MySpace?
I had a MySpace.
Yeah, my song was the shit though when I had it.
What was your song?
It might have been fucking Tupac Shakur. Like, how do you want it?
You're like, oh yeah, this would be cool.
Fuck yeah.
Yeah, I remember mine was do you remember that like series of like Soulja Boy songs?
Oh yeah.
But it wasn't just like the Soulja Boy dance, it was like they had like an Aquaman dance, like
oh really?
Oh yeah. There was like a big niche thing about all that. That was like what
no shit. I remember Soulja Boy. Fuck, I'll still crank that on my Instagram. Old school. I'm an old school dude.
Yeah, I wish we could add songs to our Instagrams. Yeah. That would be cool.
That's my shit. That's my shit. Let me ask you. So, growing up in Aurora here, what sports did you play, Corey? Were you a track and field dude?
Nah, well, kind of. I guess I played soccer.
Okay.
But I didn't really like soccer. I kind of just did it, And then once soccer wasn't cool to girls anymore, I went and played basketball.
And then you found out that wasn't cool at all. You're like, damn, I should have wrestled.
So, actually, I went to like a pretty decent basketball high school. So all the girls liked all the basketball players. And I'm pretty sure that was like 90% of the reason I played basketball.
Really?
Yeah.
Were you good at basketball?
I was pretty good.
Yeah,
I was pretty
play?
good. Yeah, I was pretty good.
What school?
I played at Smoky Hill.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's.
But I asked my mom to wrestle one year because I played soccer and I played basketball, which are like the two least aggressive sports. But I was a very aggressive sports player and just kid and person in general when I was younger. Like I would get kicked out of games for like
pushing
and fucking people up amongst like not like hitting people, but doing the best I could within the rule set to like fuck people up, So I would do that, but my senior year I wanted to wrestle because that's when I started getting into MMA and stuff. And I asked my mom and I was like, hey, I think I'm gonna wrestle this year. And she like kind of looked at me because we're a basketball family and like my sister played too. And she goes, do you have to wear one of those things? Do you have to wear one of those things that they wear? And I was like, a singlet?
Singlet, yeah.
And because, dude, that was not okay to do in high school for me, bro. Like, that was, it was not.
Your wiener,
anytime I would see that dude, I was like, nah, I'm good on wrestling.
Yeah, I know, exactly. Believe me.
But my mom was like, you gotta wear one of those things. I was like, a singlet? And she was like, yeah. And I was like, yeah, of course. And she was like, I think that you should play basketball. And literally wouldn't let me wrestle just because of the singlet situation. Yeah.
So you never wrestled in high school? You never did it?
No.
Damn.
I mean, I wrestled at high altitude. Like,
right.
I forget who was teaching at the time. Maybe it was Jared Mercado or something.
Yeah, probably. Fuck, whatever happened to Jared? I forgot about that dude.
Yeah, I don't know. But yeah, that shit just wouldn't fly.
Wouldn't fly in the household.
And all the rest of the kids were kind of weird at my school.
Yeah.
It was like I only did shit to be cool, and that shit wasn't gonna make me cool, so I just went about it being cool. Yeah.
So when you started, being a cool kid playing soccer and basketball, because times have changed, dude. No,
very true, actually.
I'm just fucking with you. But that's what I'm saying is like, it is different though. Like I tried to play basketball. I couldn't fucking play basketball to save my life. My head fake was not there, So I was a football wrestler. That's it. You know what I mean? I was.
Okay. I guess I should say that. But I was also really little.
Okay.
That's like another reason is because I was really, really little. So I couldn't play all the aggressive sport things that I wanted to play. Like I couldn't play football because I think, dude, I think going into my senior year of high school, I was maybe, dude, I want to say I was maybe 4'11".
Oh, for real?
For real. And then I think I grew like 8 inches.
Yeah,
one year,
so
and
you were
that's what
4'11", probably, what, 110 pounds?
Yeah, probably, yeah, super small.
Super skinny.
Yeah, so that's like another reason I couldn't do like aggressive shit.
Yeah.
And then when I got a little bit bigger, that's when I was like, hey, I think I want to wrestle.
You want to wrestle
this
that?
shit
I can make 103.
Yeah. I'm glad I didn't wrestle though, dude. It seems like a childhood that like, dude, I remember having wrestling friends where I was like, you're really not going to eat, dude? Like, what's the matter with you?
Here's the thing with wrestling, I think, and even like I see some of the kids doing it now with their kids and some of the guys that I know, and I'm like, man, don't burn them out. And my deal is, do I think wrestling is such an awesome sport? Fuck yeah. I think it is the sport. I think if I'm going to knock on wood, because I hope to God one day my daughter brings home a wrestler. Why? Because I've just known so many good fucking wrestlers. Not saying that wrestlers are the only good men out there, but I'm just saying that I've surrounded myself with wrestlers, and I've just known that became my friends. Do they get a little fucking crazy sometimes? Yeah. But we all do, right? Like all non-wrestlers get that shit, but I just know manners. Like they know respect. They know like, well, now that you fought and you have to wrestle and you do jiu-jitsu and you do all this, when push comes to shove, it's not easy. Life is not easy, right? And I think that's probably the best life skill a person can have as a man. Well, now there's girls fucking wrestling that would probably whoop my ass now. Back in the day when I was in high school wrestling, bitches ain't touching me. You know what I mean? They ain't taking my legs. You know what I mean? But my cousin did lose to a girl one time. And I thought he was gonna commit suicide.
What's his name? Say his name. Say his name.
Matt, my cousin Matt. Because he got beat by her. I was like, oh fuck. Then I started thinking, it's like, shit, she comes in my weight class. What if I get beat by her? Fuck. You know? But like honestly, like now those girls are just studs. Like they've been doing it for so long now. Like we were doing Pee Wee back then, and I just think wrestling is such a fucking good mentally foundation to have in life. I just do. I mean, I'm gonna keep it real. Y'all two played soccer.
Hey.
And I'm just saying.
I'll tell you one thing. I never had a soccer player stick their finger up my butt. I can't say the same for wrestling.
No, but it's funny you say that because now you like jiu-jitsu. So either way, you just missed out your childhood. But yeah, so I just love wrestling.
I agree with you. I think that it definitely out of all the sports requires the most amount of discipline. Because it doesn't just end like when practice ends.
No.
It's like not eating and stuff, and it definitely requires the most discipline.
I mean, you got to look at some of your peers, like your training partners. Like who are some of your tougher partners to train with, and they probably have like look at Banks, for instance. Like I think he is an awesome coach, an awesome fighter, awesome, just a human being. Like I like Banks. I enjoy being around him. I like his I don't know.
Banks is a good guy.
Yeah,
it's hard to be around
how
him.
To say how you not to be in a good mood and feel motivated, right? So and I think he was a wrestler, that's a phenomenal wrestler, right? I think Sean loves Leister, right? Sean Leister, he's another wrestling phenomenal dude.
Dude, it sounds like you used to like the fingers in the butt.
No, I was the guy giving the fingers in the butt.
That's what it sounds like, dude.
Damn it, Corey. You're fucking with a heavyweight, bro. You better watch it. You're fucking with a heavyweight over here.
What are you wearing right now? I'm kind of heavy right now.
205, imagine.
Oh, shit.
208. But either way, I was the one sticking the finger in the butt. Okay. But yeah, I don't know. I just think wrestling is something where a person should get into nowadays because, fuck, man, you got to look at it like this. Like I'm a big fan of jiu-jitsu too. Right now, like growing up, I wasn't. Even in my fight career, fuck that. I'm just gonna knock the people out. You know, jiu-jitsu is a must now. You have to be it. You have to do it. I mean, look at every fight stands up on our feet. But eventually someone is gonna get taken down, or it's gonna get dropped and go to your back. You know, so you got to have a wrestling background or a jiu-jitsu. I mean, am I wrong?
No, you're right. I would even go as far as to say that, like, I don't even necessarily see, you know, I know that that's like a very simplified way to like see all of the things, and I think that that's kind of like a generational thing. I would argue is where it's like like 10, 12 years ago or whatever, when you were fighting in the UFC, it was like, okay, I have a wrestling coach, I have a jiu-jitsu coach, and I have my striking coach, and those are like the three core things.
Yep.
Right. So I think that like language is still around, but I don't see the sport like that really at all anymore. I see the sport as like kind of striking is a little bit different than grappling, but wrestling and jiu-jitsu are not that much different to me anymore. Like, you have to know how to do both, and you have to know how to incorporate both, and you have to know where they fit contextually inside of a fight that is the person is really trying to fuck you up. whereas in and that's my biggest beef with like most combat sports, is there isn't really that much of a danger of being severely hurt. You know, like in a wrestling match, you don't have to worry about like opening your eyes and the lights hitting you and the ref standing over you because you just got knocked out. More than wrestling, it makes me so upset the way that the jiu-jitsu rules are set up, is because they're almost tailored to make it so that it's the least combative way of scoring things that they could. So as far as like wrestling, striking, jiu-jitsu, all of those things go as being like separate, I do my best to just make them one big thing in my head, because I don't really do jiu-jitsu. You know, I grapple with the gloves on, and that means wrestling, and that means sometimes submissions, and that means being able to stand up, being able to take someone down, and that's the way that I view like the grappling world now. You know,
and I'm a fan of that. I'm a big fan of that, because especially the department that you're in right now, the game that you're in, is that you're in the fight MMA. You are in the part where it's just not, oh, I gotta fucking do jiu-jitsu. No, you're doing that, but you're also grappling, and you're also trying to stand up and not give up your back, and you know, this and that. So I'm a big fan, and maybe that's why that little demeanor that you have going on in your head is why you've been so successful so far, and you're just, you know, is why you're climbing the ladder so well.
Yeah.
Because I'm gonna tell you right now, like the last few fights that you have fought, bro, it's so funny because I have not only known you for so long, but now I don't feel like I know you, because now I'm like a super fan. Like I'm a fan. I'm a fan of Corey. Like, right? Like it's weird because I don't get, you know, like I don't get fighter crazy anymore at all. Like if the UFC, if it ain't somebody I know, I don't even watch the shit. You know what I mean? Like I don't give a fuck. You know, I'll watch fucking.
Yeah, I'm the same, bro. I'd rather watch like something that.
Yeah,
I'm
I'll
more
watch
interested in.
I'll watch cartoons with my kids instead of, you know, the UFC. But if it's somebody I know, somebody that I like, when you're on a pay-per-view or whatever card you're fighting, I'm watching, and because you have made me a fan of your style for one, but the person you are, dude. I mean, and let's keep it real, dude. You are somebody big now in the sport. I'm gonna toot your horn a little bit, because I know you're a humble dude. I mean, you've been on Joe Rogan, Theo Vaughn. What was it, the past weekend you've been on?
Yep. This past weekend.
What was that last one we were just talking about?
Shop
Show.
Yeah.
What was that? Food Truck Diaries.
Yeah.
Like those are all big shows, but I must say, like now you have made it.
Yeah.
Now you're on GU Unfiltered.
Yeah. You know what? So I appreciate you saying that, because that actually does mean something to me. But you know what the coolest part about that is for me, also to kind of toot my own horn a little bit, is that I didn't do any of that shit by being a fucking character or being a personality or being anything outside of like me just being really good at fighting. And
you haven't changed.
And I told myself that, like, even dude, I tried going the social media shit talk route like a little bit, and I was like, this shit is weird. Like, I'm not doing that.
It's not you.
Even in interviews, like, I don't like talking shit. I don't, you know, like, that's a lot of guys' ways to skyrocket themselves. And I saw that I was like, there's a few ways that
you could do that.
I can be a really big name, and I could do that by talking a bunch of shit and being this character and being this huge personality, or I could just be really, really fucking good at fighting. And like, I decided I'm not doing this stuff by doing all of that extra stuff. Like, I will commit myself to the gym, and I will be more skilled than everyone else, and that's what I'll get attention for. And that's always what I've wanted to get attention for anyways. You know, I don't care to be famous, man.
Yeah.
Like, I don't, honestly, I'd rather be the best in the world than no one know anything about me and just me know that I'm the best in the world. I would honestly really prefer things to be that way, because I don't know, man. Like, I don't even want to call it fame. I don't want to call it like anywhere near that I'm like some anybody, you know. But the little parts of it that I have had, I'm like, you know, like, you know, like, that doesn't mean anything to me. But when people tell me, like you just told me, like, you'll watch me because you like my style and you watch the way that I do things, that means way more to me than being invited to any big whatever event or anything that special people are supposed to go to. Like, that means more to me than those other things do.
Well, it really is. It maybe I'm a little favoritism because I've known where you started from, and I've seen you grow into this person who you are now. But like, it was part of me is like, I've been kind of, timing's everything, right? Like, I think I'm a fan of that, and I've wanted you on the show a long time ago, even when you guys were doing your show, and I was like, I think he's gonna be fucking huge still, dude. You know, and I want to do it because I believed in you. And like, even when you fought for this last title against the Russian, which was a phenomenal fight, bro. And like I said, when you lose, you still win, because I'm telling you right now, your stock went so fucking high on that fight. And I think it was I think it was a boy. It was Trevor and Gaethje and Bannier. I think we were watching you guys fight that night, and it was one of the fight. Maybe it was the TJ fight or whatever, and we were just so fucking impressed with you. And maybe it was the TJ fight, because I know TJ real well. I've been on a hunting trip with him. I've been across the world with him, and I'm gonna tell you right now, 100%, I think you won that fight. And if TJ was across this table right now, I'm gonna tell TJ, you fucking with the heavyweight now. Corey won that fight. But that being said, I got a gun right here too. You know what I mean? But I just, man, I'm just a fan of yours. And dude, like, just your style is fucking flawless to me. Like, the way you throw a flying knee is fucking pretty epic, man. And you literally knocked some fucking people straight with that fucking thing.
Legends, not even people.
Legends. Yeah. It's about damn time, bro. Like, my whole career, I was.
Is that what you?
Oh, bro, I never got any badass knockouts until just recently, dude. But before that, bro, I was like, damn, I wanted, like, because you see him on TV and you're like, I want to ice someone like that, bro. Like, that's what. And then, like, when it happens,
you're like, oh shit, I can celebrate.
Oh shit, that's awesome.
Well, especially on a big stage like the UFC, right? Yeah. Like, it's just nuts on where the sport has gone, and like, now you see that on ESPN, and then when I see like guys like you on ESPN, no, right? Like, it's fucking just, it's like, I get like fanboyish because I just know like the path that you have gone, because I'm telling you, man, that path is fucking hard. And there's a lot of ups and downs, and people don't never ever realize, like, oh man, they just see the big picture. Man, it must be nice fucking being in the UFC or fighting or this and that. They don't know the
emotional piece.
The emotional. I mean,
dude, to me, that's the hardest shit. Like,
the mental thing.
Yeah, bro. Like, I don't care to wake up sore. Like, that's literally been my life for the last however long I've been doing this. And even before that, as uncool as soccer and basketball were, I was very, very committed to like anything that I've ever done. I've been very, very committed to. So like the hard work piece is not hard for me. You know what I'm saying? Like that piece isn't hard, bro. It's the emotional piece that sucks. Where obviously losing sucks, but also like just leading up to a fight and knowing that like you're not gonna get too many of these. You could get really, really hurt in it, and it's a big deal to you. You know, like just dealing with that alone is tough.
Man,
It's tough.
Honestly, like, I think that was the part of what we were going with, like sparring. Like, I'd get more nervous at sparring than the fight. Like, yeah, I would get way more nervous sparring, right? But as far as fight week went, I was so fucking sick. Like, more of like a mental thing. Am I ready? Did I do enough? Really? Like, that's the part where I wish I had a coach that tell me, like, yeah, motherfucker, you did enough. Let's go. You know, it's just weird, man. But that mental game is fucking crazy. But the emotional part of it, it's a roller coaster, dude.
Yeah.
And could you imagine being me trying to bank on $3,000? I was like, damn, I need this money now. Come on. You know what I mean? Like, it's crazy. Where the sport has went. But, you know, when it's all said and done with, like, you just got to be happy with your performance, right?
Yeah.
And in your, I would say, your last, 3 fights, how do you feel at the end of a fight? Like, I know, you know, like you're trying to fight. You didn't come out on top. Me personally, I'm a fanboy for life now. You took that fight short notice too, right? And to me, I think he's the champion, right? He's the champion, and I thought you fucking did a phenomenal job, and I thought you had him.
Yeah. So I think one of the hardest things to be is to be honest with yourself. And I think that I probably have a harder issue being like positively honest with myself than I do being negatively honest with myself. Like, it's easy for me to be like, hey, you screwed this, and this up, and like you're terrible. Like that's like easier for me to do than for me to be like, hey man, you actually did like a lot of really good things in this, and you made a couple of mistakes, and that's what lost you the fight. Like, that's the reality of the situation. So that's how I've just viewed my last 2 losses. And honestly, man, is like the TJ fight, it was like, okay, you definitely made a couple of mistakes where you let this guy control you for a little bit too long, but you beat his ass. So like, don't lose too much sleep. You know what I'm saying? Like, definitely make little corrections. But if me and TJ fight again, and I make those little corrections, I believe that there's things that I can do to make myself set the difference like this, than I think that he can do to me. So, and I think that that's a real thing. So I don't lose too much sleep about that. And then same thing with the Jan situation, where it's like, I was doing really awesome in the first. The second was kind of a close round, but I still think I was winning the second, even though the judges had it 46-49, which was whatever. The third, I was definitely winning all the way up until the last minute when I got dropped with like a spinning back fist hook thing, which was awesome, was awesome on his part. Like, it was a badass move. And then I had to fight the rest of the fight, like, kind of fucked up, bro.
Yeah,
like,
guaranteed.
Dude, in round 4, I remember being like, doing, like, my body was in position, but when things would come at me, my reaction was just like way behind. And I was like, what the fuck is going on with me? You know? And so that round, I got my ass beat in round 4. And it was because I was like a little bit still like this. Rocked, you know? And then in between 4 and 5, I was like, I need to get my shit together. I'm going to get knocked out in this fight. My heart rate came down a little bit, and then I was able to like see things a lot more clearly. Because in 4, at the end of the third, it was like, oh shit, I'm about to get finished. Yep. 4 didn't go too well because I was still a little wobbled. And then 5, I was like, I fought 5 okay. You know, like I definitely didn't overstep and take too many risks, because I was like, if this guy hits you again, like, you're already on Queer Street. Like, you might, this fight might get finished and you might have no chance at winning this. So that's just how I had to fight. You know what I mean? Like, I fucked up in the third and I let him hit me with some shit in that last minute. That lost me that round. and lost me probably the next 2 rounds too. So I try to see things clearly, man. You know, like I definitely think that Jan is a very good fighter and our skills are very closely matched. But from a realistic standpoint, I really think that if I don't get rocked in that 3rd round, because I was even managing my energy, you know, like I wasn't getting tired, like I was good.
You were
like
in and out.
Yeah.
First 2 rounds were fucking awesome.
Yeah.
I was like, this is what I fucking do.
Even in 3 was real. I was like managing my
Until that
energy
point,
perfectly,
right?
man.
Yep.
I was fighting such a good fight, and then just, you know, like you get hit with shit,
Yeah.
and it was some good that he did that I messed up on, and I just, if that wouldn't have happened though, which is my responsibility. But if that wouldn't have happened, you know, I think that I would have taken that fight.
Yep.
So that's how I approach like losses and shit. Is it's like, if it was a matter of like, hey, you didn't work very hard, hey, you did this, hey, like you were screwing around, blah blah blah, then it'd be a different story. But like, nah, man, like I do everything that I can every single time in order to win. So if I lose, then like I lose.
Good for you.
Yeah.
Good for you to have that. I guess that sense. I mean, that's the maturity of the fighter view already, and that's what's scary. That's what's good. When you can fucking kick back and say, all right, this is what I got to get better at, and this is what I did good at, and if this didn't happen, I'm doing it. Dude, me, when I lost, I didn't want to be seen for a fucking month, dude. I was embarrassed.
So I was like that after the Sterling fight.
Yeah.
I was definitely like that after the Sterling fight because it was like a mental reason that I lost that fight and that I made a mistake really early and got choked down on national.
Yeah.
Right, I got choked down on national television in front of my parents and like, you know.
Yeah, it's the worst.
Yeah,
right?
I did, bro. I lost so many nights of sleep after that fight, but at the same time, like, dude. And then I fought Marlon Moraes, knocked him out, knocked out Frankie Edgar, had a really good fight with TJ, and had a really good fight with Jan. So like, I definitely learned how to make myself right in the head. But dude, I remember those same feelings, bro. Like I loathed myself, bro. Like I hated myself.
Dude,
after
I was
that
so embarrassed.
fight.
I thought I let everybody down. I was like, you know, and hindsight looking in, like they're there to support you either way. You know, you're the one out there doing it. Now that I'm older enough and I can say that, but at the time, dude, I remember telling Kyle, his brother, come over with a keg of beer, and I just sit on the fucking deck by myself and try to drink my fucking loss away, which would never get any better, right? And it was horrible, dude. I mentally hated fighting because of that whole deal.
Well, was it only the one loss or was it all of your losses?
Dude, there was a point in my career where I had 3 losses in a row before the UFC. And I was like, dude, I moved all the way up here to Colorado to fucking fight, and I lost 3 in a row. What the fuck am I doing? I suck.
Yeah.
Right? Like, I'm not going to make it anywhere.
Especially when you're outside of the UFC because you understand the importance of like racking up a bunch of wins and like, your record and how that's important and all of that. Because the goal is always the UFC. So like if you feel like you screwed that up, man, that's hard. That was my first loss as a professional. Yeah, my first loss as a professional too was outside the UFC.
Yeah, it sucks.
Yeah, and it makes you feel like you'll never get that shit.
You'll be like, oh fuck, I got delayed my whole process now, right? I got to eat ramen noodles even longer.
Yep.
Well, fuck. As soon as I got to the UFC, I was still eating ramen noodles for $3,000. But you know what I mean? Like it was the whole process. It was me saying I made it. You know, I think when I made it to the UFC, there was 25 guys on the roster.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Damn.
25 people on per weight class.
Wow.
So that's why, if you lost, guess what? You got snipped. You got cut because there was some. I mean, but you got to realize there wasn't that many shows as there is nowadays. So 25 was probably a pretty good roster for the UFC. Nowadays, I mean, guys could fucking lose, 4 or 5 in a row and still have a job in the UFC if they're fighting, So it was just way different back when I fought, You're talking father time over here, bro. You're talking.
I know you keep reminding me.
Yeah, exactly. That's why I always tell Gabe, I was like, I paid the way for this paycheck for you. You know that?
You kind of did.
Yeah, I know. But it's all good. But anyways, the other thing I want to ask you is like, what does, after fighting, what do you want to do? What do you like to do? I mean, I see you got a fucking hopped up Subaru out there. I know you like going out hiking, doing 14ers, and you like being in obviously the outdoors. I mean, that's what we love to do. What makes Corey get out there?
Yeah, I don't know. I guess I don't think I do like the outdoors as much as I think I like the outdoors. I think that I have to be doing shit that's really hard on me in order for me to like clear my space in my head, and like for me to enjoy stuff, it has to be like really, really hard. And I think I don't necessarily like hiking, but I do like doing 14ers because those are usually pretty tough.
Yeah. It's only so few of us can do it. I said never. I don't think I've ever done a 14er.
No.
What do you mean?
Yeah, there's easy ones and there's hard ones, man.
I feel like I've done a fucking hard 11er.
You live in Conover, bro.
I know.
How high is it here? 8,000?
I fucking my bedroom up there. Fuck, that's hard enough. I got asthma, Corey. Fucking 14er. I'm kind of fucked.
Oh, shit.
But yeah, so
I don't know, man. When I get asked like what else I like to do, bro, I don't really like doing other shit, man. Like I like doing 14ers every once in a while because they're hard and it feels like I did some shit. Camping's alright sometimes. Other than that, dude, all I really enjoy doing is going to the gym and training and getting better.
That's your cup of tea right now.
That's my cup of tea, man. You know,
do not fucking lose that. Because dude, I remember, I 100%, I remember that's all I fucking wanted to do. If I didn't get my workouts in, I was a bastard child, dude. I was horrible. Like, nobody wanted to be around me. I had to get my fucking pads in, striking in, fucking sparring in, weights in, whatever. And then, I don't know what happened. I honestly don't know what happened. There was a point of me where I was like, oh yeah, let's go do this. You know what I mean?
Were you always into all the other stuff that you're doing now?
Parts. I mean, like I was always a hunter growing up, like in the outdoors and stuff. But then when I was fighting, all that shit stopped.
Oh yeah.
You know what I mean? Like
yeah, because you don't really have time for anything.
You don't.
Yeah, you don't really
let alone I don't have a job because I'm broke because I'm fighting. So I didn't have a whole lot of money to fucking do anything else, right? And then when I started, coaching more, teaching more for Trevor, and I started making more money, I started doing other things, I was like, oh, shit, this is kind of fun, like, right? But at the same time, I wish I would have done a lot of things different in my career than I did while I was fighting. I wish I had a little bit better guidance, I guess. Would I have changed like, I get this question a lot to me. Would I have changed me going to the UFC as soon as I did? Saying like it would have prolonged my career if I did. I don't think I would have. I'm cool if I went to the UFC and I did it. You know what I mean? That was my goal, was just to go there. I think I should have changed my goal, yes, when I got to the UFC, but that was it. I had so much negativity, so many people telling me that, why am I fighting? Why? It ain't gonna take you nowhere. You ain't gonna make the UFC. Why are you doing this? I use that as fuel because I wanted to do it. That was my itch, my go, right? I wanted to prove everybody to fucking, this is why I'm doing it, And when I did it, I was like, flipping you guys all off. I did it. Well, I did it, and then I was like, now what?
Yeah. I had the opposite problem.
What's your opposite problem?
Everyone was telling me that I was supposed to be in the UFC, so like that came with its own pressures, of course.
Yeah.
Too, but honestly, that did kind of lead me down like a rabbit hole of like, well, why are you doing it then? And I remember after my first loss as a professional, dude, I took like 8 months off just being a baby about it. Like not because I was upset at the way that it did. I was just pissed that I lost. Like I was just being a baby about losing because everyone always expected me to win.
Was that RFA?
Yeah, it was an RFA. Or LFA, yeah. It went Ring of Fire, RFA,
RFA,
and then LFA.
Yeah, it was an RFA.
Yeah, maybe it was RFA.
Yeah, I think I remember watching that.
Yeah,
Access
yeah,
TV.
yeah, and it was just like a shit fight. I just
Yeah.
felt like a fucking idiot and but I remember I had to go down like the wormhole of that and be like, dude, what are you gonna do this for like, for forever, But I do remember having like a conversation with myself in my head and being like, if this sport leads you to being homeless, not having no family, but you get to do this every single day, then that will be something that I'm okay with. And that was like the real point where I was like, oh, I actually do really, really love this. Like, I don't love the attention and people telling me that I'm supposed to be good at it, and like, and going to the gym and doing really good for the level that I was at and all of that. Like, it made me really realize that, like, oh, I actually really, really love this enough to, I would have been okay with, if right now I could still go to the gym and train for however many hours I wanted, like I'm doing now, and I didn't have like a home to live in, I would be okay with it. I really would. Because I made that decision at the toughest time when that was actually,
a real
felt
life
like
situation.
a real life situation. So.
Yeah, when you weren't making fight of the nights and making 50 grand and shit, motherfucker. But that's what I'm saying. Good for you to have that, that willpower to say, I'm willing to sacrifice this because this is what I want to do, right?
Mm-hmm.
A lot of people don't have that willpower, dude.
Mm-hmm.
And
well,
I
maybe
think
they don't
that's
love
what
something
separates.
enough,
that's what separates fighters from fighters.
Mm.
I really do. I think there's a lot of fighters out there, a lot of tough fighters out there. But to have the whole package, like I'm talking, obviously athleticism is a huge thing. Being coachable, being very aggressive, when to be aggressive, how to take a shot, know when to take a shot, but let alone the mental aspect of it is where I think the difference between fighters are.
I'll say that, and I think that you develop like a strong mind.
Mm-hmm.
I think when you really love it, like I think that the love piece of it is something that like everyone says that they love it, because of course it's fucking fun. You get to go to the gym and hang out with all your friends and like do like physical activity for like a living. Like that's
PE.
fun. Yeah, it's PE. Like as an adult with all of your friends, like it's fun. But to say that you actually love it, even when the shit is not fun, I think is something like sometimes when I'm in like at a UFC show, I like know I'm like, that guy don't love it. He loves the attention. That guy, I'm like, that guy don't want to be champ, even though he talks a big game about how he wants to be champ.
Yep.
That guy doesn't really work as hard as he's saying. Like I think that there's a lot. I think that's what separates good fighters from great fighters is how much the great fighters really love the shit out of all aspects of the sport.
Everything.
The suffering, the not having fun. Like I hate when people are, and this is because of where I am in my career right now. I hate when I hear people be like, oh, like it should be fun. Like, oh, we should be having a good time. Like, I don't give a fuck about having a good time. I don't give a fuck about having fun. Like, I do those things, and maybe that's why I don't give a fuck about them, but I don't care about those things, man. Like, I care about being the best so that I can win a world title and I can say that I'm the best in the world and doing that for as long as my body will let me do that.
Yeah.
And, like, all the other stuff, like, like, I'm not in it for fun.
Well, you see what people do when the fucking camera's on, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like, especially, like, during, like, UFC fight weeks and stuff, you see, like, different demeanor they put on. And I've seen it myself, and, like, how characters come out when the camera's on, right? And what you just said was, like, you don't give a fuck about any of that. That's who you're going to be. You're going to fucking, you let your talent do your talking. And I think that's why, I like you so much, because the way you fucking go out there and fight, you let your talent speak for yourself. You let your fighting talk. And I think that's why, sometimes I get mad at Gaethje because, I'm like, dude, maybe you should hop on Twitter and tell Connor to shut the fuck up, But that's just, he's kind of like you. He just tells you, you know what? If they need to talk shit to get to the top, well, I'll see him there at the top.
Well, I will say that there is like for me an acceptable level of compromise in like kind of values that's fair. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not saying like if it means I'll get a title shot and I know it for me to like, you know,
Yeah.
say some shit.
Yeah.
As long as I don't cross any lines, I'm like willing to sacrifice that value
Yeah.
a little bit. Where it's
Yeah.
like, yeah, I'll say some shit or whatever.
Because you earned it though. You got yourself in that limelight for a reason.
That too, but also because that's the way that they think, bro. Like it's a little bit the way there's the war that happens in the cage, but there's also the war that happens in order for you to get the opponent that you want. There's the war that happens for you to call out this certain person that you're supposed to call out, da da da. You know, like there are all of those political wars that happen outside of the actual battle piece that we actually do, and those
Which is sad.
those are
It's sad.
It's sad, but those are also important things in the art. Like that's what war is, man. War isn't just go like march across and like kill the bad guys. It's like how to go about marching across. Like, can you come to a compromise first? Can you make the battle take place where you want to make it take place? Like, there's so much more outside of warfare. I'm good, thank you. There's so much more outside of warfare than just the actual combat piece. So I don't think it's a huge, as long as you do it, I think inside of a value set that like you're cool with, then cool. And I think Gaethje honestly does it really tastefully. Like he doesn't do it in a distasteful way. Like I think that's where, for me, the line is. It's like I'm not gonna say some shit that's like distasteful because I know that it's gonna get a bunch of views, or I'm not gonna say some stupid shit for that reason. And I think Gaethje does a really good job of that too. And those are guys that I can respect, especially if they go out and fight like
the way he does.
The way that he does,
yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
So
it's a fine line because, you know, I don't know. I get like, I think let's put it this way. You're in the game, and let's say like Conor McGregor, right? Do I believe he's a piece of shit? Yes, that's my personal opinion, right? Has he done a lot for the sport? Fuck yeah, he has, right? Would I love Justin to fight him? Yes, because one, it'd be a great payday for him. It would do it, and it would fucking shut him up, right? But at the same point, like that's what Conor got him there and got him the big pay-per-views and got him the fans. I hate the part where a lot of these fighters come and they think they can take some of that and it just feels like, oh, I can do what he did and be like that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I think guys like yourself that are true to the sport and true to the game are the real fans that people will pay the new pay-per-view dollars, the new $74, $75 this year to tune in. I honestly will. You know what I mean? Then, you know, like, well, let me ask you this. What's your take on Sean O'Malley?
I think he's a pretty good fighter.
Yeah.
What do you mean?
Like, okay, so like fighting wise, if you had to give him a grade, A or B or C.
I think he can be. I think he could definitely be. I could see him in the top 5 this year. He ain't gonna be above me in the top.
No,
5, he might be in the top 5.
That's why. So this is why I think a lot of people see how good he is, right? Because he's fighting not the best in the division, right? Like he's not fighting the best, the top 3, top 5 in the world. And granted, maybe because he hasn't got that thing, but I think the UFC is bringing him up because he's going to be a star, right? He sells tickets, sells pay-per-views. I get that. I'm not a fan of him, right?
Are you going to watch him?
If he's going to fight one of my boys.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean? I would not, like, I'm me keeping it real. I would not pay for Sean O'Malley to headline a card when I could watch Nickelodeon and get cotton candy the same way with my kids. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
It's just not me.
Yeah, so I agree with you. And the point that I was trying to make is like I think that there's a big distinction in being popular and being liked. There's a huge distinction in that. And I'm gonna watch every single Colby Covington fight that there is to watch because I don't like him and I want him to get his ass kicked. Like that's why I'll watch him, you know? But there's a big distinction in cool, man. Like if you want to say that you're bringing in sales and you're doing all of these great things for yourself, that's cool, but just know that none of these people like you.
Yeah.
And like to me that's not worth sacrificing. Like I don't want to sacrifice like the like kind of good guy that I feel like I am.
You are.
I don't want to sacrifice that in order just to have like people watch me so I can make what, like another 50K maybe,
maybe.
But like I'm not willing to do that. So as far as O'Malley goes, I think O'Malley is a good fighter. I think he'll probably be in the top 5 this year. But I think his personality, like you said, makes people either really like him or it makes people really not like him. And I don't want to be in the business of trying to get people to like me or dislike me because of my personality. I want people to either like me or dislike me because they like the way that I fight.
Yep.
And I don't think too many people dislike the way that I fight.
No, that's why I said, like, that dislike is not even an answer, because if you're a fan of, like, true mixed martial arts and a true fan of MMA, like, not even that, just a fan of UFC, let's just say, right? You know who Corey Sandhagen is now. I mean, you have proven that the last 5-6 fights now in the UFC of where I think you're just coming out of your shell now. And like, the more you get in that octagon, the better you're going to get. And that's why I'm just like, God damn it, dude. You got thrown in with the best. And I don't say like you don't belong there, but you're so young still.
Bro, I was scheduled to fight John Lineker in my 3rd UFC fight.
Fuck.
I fought Yuri Alcantara in my 2nd UFC fight.
Yeah.
And when I fought Yuri, I think he had over 25 UFC fights.
UFC, dude, that goes a long ways.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm going to tell you right now, like, when you first came out in UFC, isn't that a fucking, like, an eye-opener right there? Like, that isn't no Ring of Fire coming out, dude.
Yeah.
Your hair stick up, like, it's
the hotels are a little bit nicer.
We get free D money? What the fuck?
I was like, oh, shit. I was like, this hotel has a hot tub?
That's what I'm saying is, like, honestly, like, I'm telling you, here's the deal. When it all said and done with, when you go out there and fight, people know who you are. And I'm pickled to death because I have you across the table for me, and we're just bullshitting about this and we're rapping. But it's just so funny how things work because, I would say I was probably at the end of my career, getting there at the end of my career where you were just cracking the shell, getting in the career, and now I look back and I'm watching you on TV, and it's just like watching you fight some of these guys that's been doing it for so long, and I'm so proud of you, man. It is something truly I can say that I'm proud that I know you. It's crazy to say that, I am a fan of yours now because, when you first came in here, excuse me.
You're going to start crying?
No. No. Come on, dog. You know me. Allergies. But that's why I say, like, it was weird because when you first came in, you were like, you saw like Dwayne Ludwig, you saw the group that we had, right? And, it was such a cool bond back then. Like, it was so weird to be a part of something, like having Sean there and just the guys that we had no idea what we really had back then. And, like me and Cody Donovan always talk about it. Like, we're like, dude, we were part of something that was so fucking cool. Mm-hmm. And it was something cool. But you know what's even cooler now is like seeing what, like guys like yourself, when you first started coming in the gym, and, like guys like Gaethje, like he didn't even know, he thought a headgear was called a helmet. You know what I mean? Like, what do I got to wear a helmet, and just see where it's at now. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. I always say, like, when I fought, the guys were a lot tougher than what you guys are fighting nowadays. You know what I mean? But it is what it is, But it's cool, Honestly, I'm proud of you, dude. I know you got a busy night. It's Friday night. What do you got? What do you got? A girlfriend?
I got a fiance now, dude.
Fiance.
Yeah. We're never gonna get married, but we're just.
That's what I said. So I had my girl for like 7 years, and then finally she dropped the hammer on me. She's like, "Are we ever gonna get married, or are we just gonna date forever?" And I was like, well, I'm a broke ass fighter. You just saw my UFC contract. How the fuck am I gonna afford a ring, you know? But and then eventually I just said, yeah, fuck it, let's go. Yeah, I don't know. So how long you been fiancés for?
Since July, August.
Did you guys do it on a 14er? Did you ask her on a
No,
14er?
we did it at Glacier National Park.
Oh, but out in the outdoors?
Yeah,
You are a little hippie, aren't you?
Yeah, bro, but we've only looked at one place so far, and that's all the progress we've made. And then like all of the COVID stuff, it's like I don't think we're gonna get married till like 2023
right?
at least. Yeah, until next year sometime at least.
Is she from here?
Yeah, she's from Lakewood.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Did you guys go to school or something together?
Nah, she worked at this place called Resilience Code where
Oh yeah.
we would do like a bunch of our strength and conditioning stuff. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, she worked upstairs, so I just asked her out.
Wait. Go ahead, Cody.
We just got a question, whatever.
Yeah, I'm down. My bad. I'm just bullshit. What's up?
So I want to know, Corey, what do you think the sport needs to expand further?
I guess what's he asking on that?
What's the next level of the sport? How does the sport get bigger?
Okay.
What's next for the sport to make it bigger?
I think that it's well on its way. I think that it definitely is on its way to be global. Like I think that we've seen like first it was in the U.S. and then it became a lot of Brazilians fighting, so that captured that audience. Now we're capturing, and then after that it was kind of like a European audience, and now we're going into the Russian audience. And I think that will probably expand into Africa, which we're kind of already seeing with some African champs, and then it'll probably expand into Asia. So I think that it's just going to keep growing and getting bigger and bigger, and I think it's just going to keep getting more and more global.
Yeah.
Nice. What do you feel about Colorado combat sports needing to upgrade?
Needing to upgrade?
Mm-hmm.
Colorado Combat Club, is that the fight promotion?
Sports, just Colorado. Colorado MMA in general.
Okay. That's a promotion's name too. I was like, oh.
Yeah,
no,
I was like,
talk shit on them.
My bad.
For Colorado combat, I think that Colorado is probably one of the best states in the U.S. for combat. I think that we have some of the best teams. So I guess I don't know, man. I think that as the sport gets bigger and the guys get paid more and there's more opportunity for like financial stuff, I think that a lot of these like people that were gonna be professional, NFL players or whatever are gonna want to do more MMA, and I think that that's gonna lead to like the caliber of person involved in MMA. I think is just gonna keep going up and up and up as far as like athleticism and like all of that stuff goes.
Speaking of that, so let me ask you this: when you first started coming in the MMA sport, right? What was probably your biggest fear when you came into, let's say, Grudge? Well, besides maybe not sparring, but I'm just saying, like, what was like your biggest fear? Like,
I guess when I walked into high altitude, I don't know, man. Honestly, I feel like I almost fell in love with it the second I saw it on TV. Like, I really feel like I fell in love with, like, I had that moment when I would watch the WEC fights by myself at my parents' house. Like, I really think I remember being like, damn, this is really, really cool. Like, this is something that I really, really want to do. So I don't think I had too many fears going into like high altitude, and I was 17 years old. I didn't think I could get knocked out or nothing, or like break anything or whatever. So I didn't have any physical nerves or anything like that. I loved it almost from just watching it on TV.
So when you first came in, do you remember Carlos and Roger?
Huerta?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You remember those guys, right?
I love Carlos.
Yeah. So I always thought like those guys were gonna be just like you.
Mm-hmm. I did too.
And I think like if life didn't get in the way, like getting a job and taking the sacrifice of what every fighter does, doing it, I always think they would have been right there with you, you know. And either way, but I always, like you guys were kids to me, and I was probably 29 the way you are right now, right? And when you guys were 17, and I just remember thinking like, looking back at you guys, I'm like, why the fuck would you guys do this? Like, honestly. And now I'm so glad I didn't say it, like, get the fuck out, because look at you guys, like, who am I to stop somebody's dream, But I will say this is as I coach now, like, if you think you're going to be making tons of money coming into the sport and, becoming a fucking, Corey, Justin, McGregor, you better fucking not hold your breath because it's a fucking tough fucking road to get there. Right?
I mean, it's like, it's not just like working, like I said, bro, it's not the working hard piece, bro. It's like the working hard and putting up with all of the shit that happens along the way for fucking years, bro.
Yeah.
For years and years, and like, I think that most like 20, 21, 22-year-old people aren't like, like they'll do it for a year, they'll do it for a couple of years, but like when shit gets hard, probably not.
Yeah, and that's where I was kind of going with this. Nothing against Carlos and them, and I think they work for the state now, and everything. I love them, I still hate them, but it's just like it's a sacrifice that you did, like you literally did. Like when most 21-year-olds were fucking out fucking partying, like I did, right? You were fucking doing things different.
Yeah.
And like even now, like you could be on the show getting fucking drunk and hammered with me. You're not, you got a fucking vision what you want, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I think like that's what separates a true fucking champion, right? Versus somebody that talks a lot about, I'm going to do this. You are a guy that fucking is actually doing it, Corey.
Yeah.
I'm fucking proud of you, man.
Thanks, man.
I can't say it enough, like honestly, because
you can't put your finger in my butt, dude.
Well,
no matter how much you say you're proud of me, dude.
All I need is maybe a couple more drinks out of that one water. Hey, but hey, I'm just saying,
shack that word,
dude. Sean's like, how do you think you getting out of here?
Yeah, the door's over there. Shit.
But yeah, so either way, man, like honestly, Corey, like I know you got a crazy career coming up your way and a lot of opportunities, but the one thing I will say that I just want to tell you is enjoy the ride, dude. Coming from experience, I'm just saying enjoy the experience. My experience was so short and so sweet, but I enjoyed it, and I tell Justin the same thing, man. I'm like, enjoy this shit, dude. Enjoy it, because guess what? One day it'll all be gone, and you'll be a fat coach like me coming back, baby. Who knows? But that's what I say. Like, just enjoy it, man. Like, enjoy your time. Take every moment. Fucking your wins, your losses, everything, dude, because it's gonna make you the person you are.
Yeah.
And it's made me the person I am, and I'm proud of it, man.
Nice.
Fighting has done so much for me.
Mm-hmm.
It's crazy, dude, and what the fighting game has done for me. It's I mean, obviously it hasn't made me fucking rich, but it's fucking made me rich inside. Honestly.
Yeah.
Like the people that I coach, I mean, you get a little taste of it when you coach with people, right? Like
Yeah.
You coach some of those younger guys.
Yeah, I mean, for me, it's more like what hasn't fighting done for me.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it's literally who I am. You
Yeah.
know, like the lessons and the shit that all of that stuff. Like,
Yeah.
it's more like
that's
what
the way you
hasn't
did
it.
it. Yeah, what hasn't
it
it
done for me.
And honestly, like it's safe. Like I would, like dude, I was fighting a lot. Like, and I would have probably been in jail, prison, right? And somebody would be touching my butt. You know what I mean? But like,
right at home, bro.
But you know what I mean? Like it's crazy what fighting has done for me, and just a little bit of it, what's changed my whole career. I mean, like for instance, even the podcast, to like even having contact with guys like yourself and me being in the game and being in a gym still, you know what I mean? Like it's crazy on how life works still, and I don't know, it's a trip to me. I mean, if I smoke some weed right now, we'd get into some deep shit right now, but I'm cool, man. I'm cool right now. On that note, so what are they saying? What's next for you and the next time we'll see you in the Big Three?
I I don't know, man. They wanted me to fight in February. I just told them I wasn't gonna fight that soon. Like my body just got back to kind of like being normal after the last one. And I went through like 4 camps last year, and that was rough. So I think I'll probably. I told them I'd fight in May or June. So
Yeah.
we'll see what they have to say about that.
Springtime.
Yeah, if they give me something better before that, then okay. And if they don't, then okay too. But I really want to work on some things I need to work on, and that's what I'm going to spend the next few bits, you know, like however many months it is that I get to like actually focus on things. That's just how I'm going to spend my time.
Nice. Nice. Cody, you got a question for him? You had something to say.
Yeah, I want to know, how do you feel about Aljo? I know, not necessarily with your fight, but the way that he won the belt. And if you were in that same position, what do you think you would have done?
Yeah, I don't think you could have handled that situation too much worse, to be honest. Like, really, man. Like, it's one of those things, again, where it's like, are you more concerned with selling and getting people to watch you, or are you more concerned about actually being, like, a likable, like, good representation of, like, what a fighter is? Not to shit on him too hard or whatever, but, yeah, I don't think that he could have played that any worse. If I won the belt like that, I wouldn't go around saying that I won the belt like that.
Hell no.
You know?
Right.
So I think he shot himself in the foot, and I think that now he has to probably deal with a bunch of repercussions from that, which is his own decision in his own life, you know?
That makes sense to me. Is that the fight that you want back most?
I would
Or to run back, I would say.
Yeah, I definitely really want to beat up Sterling. Because anytime he brings up that he beat me, like, it makes me so mad.
Yeah.
You know? It makes me
part where you're
bro,
like,
it makes me so mad. So,
I get that because my daughter, she beat me in a spelling bee contest. She's a first grader. Fuck, I want to beat her ass one time. Socks. I thought it was SOX.
That sucks, bro.
I definitely really want to beat Sterling. I don't think it'll maybe ever happen unless TJ wins the belt, but I would definitely really be very open to righting that wrong. You know, like the only thing that bothers me about the TJ fight is that the history books have it written the way that it's written now, you know, and that kind of bothers me. So I would like to run that one back. I think one day I will get a chance to fight Jan again, and so I'll get that one back. So all of them I want to beat, you know.
Yeah, I don't think there's one loss that a guy never wants to fucking say, oh, I want to run back. Yeah, fuck yeah, dude. That's the competitiveness of us, right?
Mm-hmm.
But at the same time, my daughter did beat me pretty good at spelling bee contest.
It was socks?
Yeah, socks. Yeah, I thought it was SOX, you know.
Yeah, that's wrong, dude.
You look at him like,
Oh, fuck. Oh.
You're an idiot.
Yeah, I told you, dog, you should have been wearing that helmet. Keep talking. Keep talking, shit, Corey. Oh, shit. Well, honestly, man, Corey, man, like I said, fuck, I can't thank you enough for coming all the way out here, spending your Friday night with me, hanging out with us, talking to everybody. What can they find you out on the IG?
Yeah, I only use Instagram. Just enter the Sandman 135. Yeah, that's the only.
Where did that fucking nickname come from?
Enter the Dragon. Oh, Sandman?
Yeah.
Enter
the Sandman.
Enter the Sandman is from Enter the Dragon.
Okay.
The movie.
Yep.
And then also the Wu-Tang album too, where they're calling it, you know.
Yeah. So where did the Sandman come from?
People kind of called me like Sandman growing up just because my last name is Sandman.
Yeah. So the Sandman, huh?
Yeah.
All right. That's better. I was wondering. The last thing I want to know is, real quick, if you had to pick your top 5 fighters when you were growing up as a 17-year-old kid, when you got into sports, who were they?
I loved watching Donald fight.
Cowboy?
Yep.
Okay.
Honestly, a lot of the WEC guys, because
Yep.
I didn't get
I was
like the
gonna ask
UFC
you.
fights. Yeah.
Yeah.
For whatever reason, I forget what the station was called, Spike or something, but or True TV or whatever. It was channel 71, whatever it was. I remember it being channel 71.
Fuck, what channel?
Yeah,
I know it. That was coming to me.
It was the WEC.
WEC channel.
Yep.
So you had Cruz.
Cruz, Donald, Aldo, Faber. Who else was in that next?
Leonard.
Leonard Garcia, I remember.
Yeah,
I remember
he
kinda
went to
liking
UFC
Leonard.
by the way.
There's someone else.
I mean, that's a pretty good lineup
Yeah,
right there.
yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
that was the face of Henderson.
Henderson and also Pettis.
Pettis was the one, obviously, So you were in and I thought that was probably the best route to go. If that was probably one of my biggest things. If I'd reversed the clock, I think I would have went through the WEC ranks before I went to the UFC. That would probably be my only thing, and I had the option, right? I mean, Sven Bean, right? He was my manager. He's like, "What do you want to do, man? We just got done doing the Ultimate Fighter show. None of us got picked. We all made it through the final cut, and then Spike TV said, nah, you don't have enough to make it for TV." And then you're talking to guys like me, Cowboy, Alvin Robinson, Henderson, all made it to the final pick, and we were all like, I guess we're all going to be fighting each other in the house, right? And we all got cut. And I was like, I remember this dearly. I remember when they cut us from the show, and I said, fuck the UFC. I said, fuck them. I'm going to Pride. Right? I said, I'm going to go fight Zest and fucking overseas Japan, right? And
that was an option.
Yeah, it was.
It was
totally cool option too, right?
That would have been awesome.
Yeah, I wish that. Yeah, and a month later, fucking Sven hit me up and he's like, Lupe, or what do you call me? He said, Guapo. He goes, you ready to make your mom and dad happy? And I was like, yeah, what's up? He goes, you got a fucking UFC Fight Night contract. You want to know what Fight Night this was?
Yeah.
UFC Fight Night 10.
Damn.
Yeah.
Damn. You're like a dinosaur, man. Like a fucking...
They do call me Nicolotopus. Well, shit. But yeah, so that's how long ago it was, right? And I remember getting the call from him, and dude, it was the best fucking feeling ever, right? Like, do you remember that contract?
Yeah, best feeling ever.
It is the best, right? Like, cause you it's what you work for, right? And it's just something that I will never forget. The call. But anyways, I don't know where I was going with this motherfucker, but he lost me. Like I got pussy in my mind now. But
need an energy drink.
Yeah, I need something. But anyway, yeah. So we'll get you on the IG. We'll tag you on the thing. Like I said, I can't thank you enough for coming out here, all the way out here in the little studio. Pretty cool, right?
Yeah, bro. This is my pleasure, man.
Yeah.
I'd do anything for you.
Well, I appreciate that, man. But yeah, like I said, if there's anything we can do for you, you let me know. Like I said, it's honestly now a weird honor for me to say. Like, I remember a kid that used to come in the gym that I would be like, man, and now look at you whooping ass, creaking names, and now I'm the fan of yours, dude. It's nuts. Like, it's nuts, and it's crazy because I'm proud of you because you had never stopped your dream.
Yeah.
And I mean, I don't know what your dream was. I mean, as a basketball player, soccer player, probably wasn't too high. But you done well, bro. I'm proud of you. I'm telling you, it's 9-day difference from soccer and fucking basketball now. Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
I know. It's even different from wrestling.
Yeah.
It is. It's like getting punched in the face is fucking crazy. And I know. I don't know, but we out. Corey, like I said, I appreciate you. I look forward to watching every time your name is on the card. God damn, it would be awesome. There was a time when you fought on the same card with Gaethje.
Yep.
Was that one of your first fights?
That was Alcantara fight.
Yeah, you won.
Yeah.
We're gonna pull that one.
Yeah, thanks, bro.
My bad.
I tried to tell you like.
My bad. Hang on, real quick. I gotta push the pause on this. Hey, Corey, pull that up real quick, will you?
Corey, that was in Nebraska. Yeah.
Was that the Lincoln fight when he fucked up?
Yeah, when we all.
Yeah, I remember you got donuts that night, right?
Yeah.
So this fight, right quick. I remember this. I was like, oh my god, dude, this guy's fucking arm, my boy's fucking arm's gonna get ripped off.
Yeah, this is pretty fucked up.
It was fucking fucked up. What are you thinking right now, dude?
I remember it popping like yeah, like there it's pretty.
Yeah,
there
it's fucked
pretty
right now.
nasty,
It's
dude.
out.
I remember this happening, and I remember being like, it's already popped, you know, like you might as well keep fighting, you know, or else you just have a popped arm and a loss.
Yeah.
But it wasn't until he started punching me and I started bleeding because the way that I was laying though, bro, the blood kind of messed with me more because the way that obviously I'm laying like straight back, so the blood was going into my eyes, so I couldn't see shit. So like I had my eyes closed and my arm was like this. So, but I remember just like it popping, and I was like, well, it's already popped, so you might as well like deal with it.
And the
you know?
adrenaline took over, and you just fucking started whooping his ass.
Yeah, I was pretty pissed actually when I came out. I was like, fuck this guy for breaking my arm, you know.
Dude, honestly, when I saw that, I was like, God. You the world, Craig.
Dude, I got no more because you come out of that and you beat him with the arm.
Right.
Yeah, I was pissed, dude.
Well, yeah, what was going through your?
I was just pissed. I just remember being like, fuck this guy for hurting my arm, because I knew my arm was hurt. So I was just like in full blown like I wanted to hurt that guy, you know, like because he hurt me. Yeah. Yes, and then yeah. I broke him though. I broke him, dude. I watched his eyes roll like a couple times when I hit him when he was down, and I was like, what do I gotta do?
Yeah, well,
you know,
when he
like,
has somebody like you in that arm, like, he knows he fucks your arm up.
Yeah.
He knows. And you didn't stop.
and he,
like
and he
fucking
wasn't,
Terminator.
bro, and he wasn't nice about it either.
No.
You know, like there's I feel like there's guys that get arm bars and they're like, and they do it, you know. But he was like, it was almost like he was literally trying to rip my arm. Yeah, he was literally trying to like pop my. And I remember thinking that I was like, oh, this isn't even like a normal armbar this guy is doing. Like, I'm gonna try to kill this guy.
Yeah, he was trying to take it for a souvenir, bro.
Yeah, he was for sure.
He definitely. I know exactly.
I was like, this guy.
But you can't be mad at him because that's what you signed up for.
Yeah, of course.
But when you said, "No, not today, motherfucker, not today," I was like, "Oh shit," because I literally was pissed because I betted money on you. And when you had I was like, "Motherfucker, you're fucking my parlay up."
Not today.
Not today.
Not today.
I said, "Yeah."
Top flight security of the world.
Top flight, man. What? Yeah, I said, mm-hmm. Oh, where's it at? Oh, fuck, Corey. But anyways, yeah, honestly, that fight showed me the true fucking G you are, dog.
Yeah.
It wasn't even about the TJ fight. That fight right there, when he had your arm, I was like, oh, this motherfucker's a G now. I would honestly say after that Yan fight, is that how you say it, Yan? Yeah,
Yan.
Whatever. You OG, you an OG dude, and I look forward to it. Like I said, like you will sell pay-per-views, and they know it, man. Like you come to fight, and fuck, I'm buying every single one of those motherfuckers. I ain't gonna lie. Unless you fuck me on my parlay, then I can't buy no more. You know what I mean? But I'm gonna always bet on you. I promise you that.
Right on.
My money's going on you. On that note, man, I just want to say a big shout out to all my sponsors, all the partners behind me. Bullhorn app, thank you for taking care of us. Cody, let's do a big favor. We got a big giveaway for our patrons coming out this month in January.
Love it.
It's a pretty big one. Winners here. We're gonna give out some cool shit, and stay tuned. Watch the IG. Give my man Enter the Sandman.
135.
135.
135.
Yeah.
I take dunk bigger than that. We out. Right on, Corey, man.
Yeah, thanks, Luke.
Fuck, I appreciate you. I'm glad.
Man.